Yo, so back with another episode, Fuse, and in this episode I'm going to be telling you about the one superfood that genuinely helped me pass the hardest Commando test. So without any further ado, let's get straight into this. So before I get started, please hit the subscribe button and the bell button down below because I have a whole playlist dedicated to the raw range with videos that you probably will like. So the Commando test, which is in question, is the endurance course. If you don't know, there are 4 main Commando tests at the end of training which you have to pass to get your green beret. Now, why is arguably the endurance course the hardest test? Because the first test is the 9-mile speed march, generally known as probably one of the easier Commando tests out of the 4. Then you have the Tarzan assault course. Again, none of these tests are actually easy. When I say it's easier, it doesn't mean it's easy by any means. You also have the Tarzan assault course, which is basically assault course, but it's at height. And then you have the endurance course, which is the one that I utilize this supplement for the most. And then you have the 30-miler, which, yes, running 30 miles is difficult. But with it being the last Commando test before you get your green beret, you are so driven just to keep putting one more foot in front of the other that for me personally, it wasn't the hardest test. So big question, what was this supplement? What was the thing that actually made my time faster? Beetroot shots. Yes, beetroot shots. Do not skip. I'm going to explain why they actually made my time faster. For a disclaimer, I wasn't actually going to fail the endurance course. I'll be completely honest. I wasn't like about to fail and this made me save myself from failing the endurance course. I was coming middle of the pack, middle of the troop, literally like bang average. And everything else I was sort of pushing towards the front. But whilst running the practices for the endurance course, I was coming middle of the pack. Okay. So how and why did I actually start using this beetroot? Why did I even think of the beetroot? Well, it wasn't my idea. I don't name any names, but there was a guy within our troop who was easily the fittest guy on the troop. He was outrunning everybody. He was coming first on the endurance course, on all of the runs, whatever we was doing, whether it's a fizz test or a thrashing, or should I say a correctional fizz session.
If he dies, he dies.
He was bang at the top. When people were going out and they were drinking at the weekends, he sometimes would take himself over to the area because it is open to the public as well. Obviously, the tunnels and stuff that are locked up won't be open to him, but he was running that course by himself sometimes on the weekend in his free time, which is absolutely insane. Just a bit different. But one of the things that he did do was having beetroot shots. I asked him, I said, how come you having these beetroot shots? Like, do they genuinely help or whatever? And he basically explained that, in short, the beetroot can help shuttle oxygen around your body, especially when you're doing these cardiovascular tests, endurance tests, for example. So I was skeptical, of course. So the next time that we had a test run of the endurance course, I brought some beetroot shots, only the small ones to start with. And I had one the night before I went to sleep. I honestly didn't know the actual timings, what I needed to do for this thing.
I said to myself, no, I'm a dumb motherfucker.
I had one the night before I went to sleep, and in the morning, before the test, maybe like an hour before, I had another shot of the beetroot. And I went and done the endurance course test, and I came literally within the top 5. Within the top 5 of the troop. I'm not even joking. I moved up so much. I knocked so much off my time. Like, even the corporals and stuff was like, fucking hell, you've done absolutely smashing here. Like, the last time that you got was this, and now you've improved by, I don't know how much it was, so I'm not going to say it, but you've improved massively, basically. Maybe some of that was placebo, but if it was placebo, I don't care because it actually helped me. And all the other times before, it wasn't like I was holding back. I was going to my absolute best every single time. So my bro science and my understanding of the beetroot and how it can help was obviously just shuttling more oxygen around the body. But I'm going to tell you exactly how it genuinely affects the body and how it can help you improve your timings on these tests, improve your cardiovascular health, improve your cardiovascular fitness, and just be all round very, very good to take. So here, how it actually shuttles more oxygen and helps to shuttle more oxygen into the muscles that currently need it is because it has a high amount of nitric oxide, okay? Nitric oxide is a vasodilator. So if you don't know what that means, it basically means it opens up your blood vessels and allows the blood to move and shuttle more effectively. That then increases blood flow to the working muscles, it reduces blood pressure, making it easier for the heart to pump blood around the body, improved oxygen delivery to the muscle cells.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Lower oxygen cost of exercise. This is something that I wasn't really clued up on at the time, but it's very interesting to know that this is how it was able to give me that boost that I needed. It lowers the oxygen cost of exercise. So with better blood flow and better oxygen delivery, your muscles need less oxygen for the same workload. So this means you can sustain high intensity efforts for longer before fatiguing. Studies show endurance improvements in a time to exhaustion test. Also, the nitric oxide can improve the efficiency of the mitochondria. So the way that your cells can produce energy for you, basically your ATP energy stores. This helps your muscles generate more energy, ATP, from the same amount of oxygen, increasing your stamina. It's literally here in the science. It helps increase your stamina. And some possible extra side effects that can aid from these other effects are the increase of blood flow after exercise may help remove metabolic waste, so like lactic acid. So if you are getting the lactic acid burn up when you're running normally, and you can feel like your shins, for example, getting like really tight and stuff, and the lactic acid is just pounding inside their muscles, this can help to disperse that. So here's one which I didn't know, but is mega helpful. It can make you utilize beetroot even better than I did back then, and probably get an even better time if you are struggling on any sort of test, or you just want to be able to improve your cardiovascular fitness. The peak nitric oxide levels usually occur 2 to 3 hours after consuming beetroot juice or shots. For most endurance-focused studies, use 400 to 800 milligrams of nitrates, about 70 to 140 milliliters of concentrated beetroot shot. So, for my actual endurance course day and test, I didn't just get the shots, I'll be honest. I got a big old carton of concentrated beetroot juice from the shop. It is fairly expensive, but for what it can do for you, it's definitely worth it. And I've done the same thing. I literally had like a whole like quarter of it maybe before I went to bed, and then in the morning before the endurance course, I literally smashed a whole another quarter of it, and I came third. I started about 16th in my troop when I was doing the practice runs, and then I came third. So if that isn't something that is going to make you really consider using this if you are struggling, or even if you just want to improve, like I say, then I don't know what will. And the fact that this is just a vegetable that you can consume means obviously it's legal and it's completely natural, so you can have it in any military environment or any sport environment, and it will give you them benefits without any comebacks. So if you have ever tried beetroot shots or beetroot concentrate for performance before, please put down in the comments below. I want to hear your opinion on it, whether you thought it was worth it, whether you thought it wasn't worth it, and also any questions that you have or queries about this experience, please put them in the comments down below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you haven't seen any of the other videos from the series, please go watch them now, and until next time, let's make some gains. Boom.